Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Lesson and Classics. This episode number 1918 and Doubleshot number 1812. I have basically two Marvel trades. One collected issue came back in the 1980s. The other came out just like last year. Yes. Alright, first up it is Captain America Epic Collection Volume 11, Sturm and Drang. Sturm und Drang. Yes, that's what this thing is called. It's weird of a title. Now, this book collects issues from the Captain America comic book. Issues 286, 301, and number 7, and the Falcon miniseries. Yes, the very first volume for Falcon. Written by Christopher Priest. Under his original name, Jim Owsley. Yep. It just basically a good solo book for Falcon that was released back in the 80s. And here's a fun fact for you. After this miniseries, it was barely a thing solo-wise for Falcon for a long time because mostly put, he just mostly appeared in Captain America or Avengers until around the year of 2015 when he got Falcon on solo book again as Captain America. He currently got one again recently under the title Captain America, Sentinel of Spirit of, I think it was like Sentinel of Truth, I believe it is. Yes. The annual itself is the first thing published in here, which is kind of interesting to say the least. Yes, it's mostly put about, it's mostly just Captain America versus the Wanderer, who is basically a work called the Cup Aquarian, all deal with the Cosmic Q stuff. And then right afterwards, we enter into a really good three-part story arc dealing with Captain America versus Deathlock. Not just any Deathlock, Luther Manning. It's an excellent three-part story arc that deals with that. The rest of this book is simply Captain America versus Sister Sin, where also you have Nomad in here. I believe this is Jack Monroe under this particular mask. Yes. Of course, you also have Red Skull here too. The writing here is mostly done by Peter Giles, Jane Amias, Chris Reese as Jim Owsley, obviously, Bill Mansell, Michael Carlin, and Michael Ellis. Our work is done by Brian Postman, Mike Zack, Paul Smith, Mark Bright, Ron Fritz, Herm Trimmer, and Paul Narney. I'm reading from the inside of the book, so that's what I'm reading from. The cover for the trade, that's Paul Narney. The back, that's John Byrne. Yes, so in the case of basically the Sister Sin stuff, we mostly get a little bit of our backstory. And we actually see something very rare we ever see in Captain America comics. We don't really see this much nowadays. Of course, you also see stuff with Baron Zemo in here. Yes. Where we also deal with the return of the Red Skull, one of his many returns in comics. And also, we finally see what he currently looks like. This is what he looked back in the 80s. Now, currently, Red Skull is currently dead. This version, anyways, has been dead since, like, I think it was like 2010 he died. Yeah, he's dead for 10 years. Yeah, you see him take off his mask, and he's an old man. Yes. So mostly we kind of have, supposedly, Captain America's final battle with, of course, Red Skull. And it's really good. He supposedly dies. Apparently, no one knows who the old man is. He's just someone who done from the past. It's Red Skull. But this book, pure fun, love it. And fun fact, basically, it comes to these issues. Like, about a year later, Mark Greenwald takes over as the writing duties of this book and stays the writer of this book until about the mid-1990s. Yep, this book is really good. I give this book roughly a 10 out of 10. It is really good. Alright, next up it is Devil's Reign Superior 4. Yes, it's Dr. Octopus working with his own version of Fantastic Four known as Superior 4, which is made up of himself, Hulk, Ghost Rider, and Wolverine. And you're probably noticing about the other arms thing. Yes, for some reason, these characters are the counterpart to Dr. Octopus in the various universe. Mostly put the main miniseries is, of course, this book. Now, here's the thing. Superior 4 is not 4 issues, mind you. This time we call it Superior 4, it's only 3 issues. They also have a one-shot dealing with Spider-Man. The Spider-Man one is mostly to something that takes place during events of Not only this, but also the Spider-Man Beyond story arc, the Spider-Man Beyond saga, and the Pages of Amazing Spider-Man, where it deals with Ben Reilly's take on what's going on with Devil's Reign. It's mostly in the case of Dr. Octopus dealing with stuff with Norman Osborn, him doing his own thing. There's mentions of the Superior Spider-Man. Yeah, there's mentions of it. No flashbacks of it, but this stuff here is really good. I enjoyed this book. Yeah, many different ones, including that Dr. Doom. Yeah, it's basically, the best way to describe this book is just, well, excuse me. The best way to describe it is basically Dr. Octopus versus himself. Yes, the main miniseries is done by Zach Thompson, artwork by David Tenito. Spider-Man's Reign, Devil's Reign Spider-Man is done by Anthony Piper with Zach Carlos. Who also, Carlos Gomez, and he's using Mario does the cover for that one. For this book, Devil's Reign Omega, which is actually not put in this book, this is actually done by Ivan Serin. Yeah. But yeah, this actually is pretty good. I give this book roughly, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Nothing really bad with this book, but that's basically what comes out one. Yes, and I try to find on the Paul app the trade that collects them in miniseries. It's not there. Nope. I tried looking, but it's not there. Okay, so that's episode of you. I'm going to do one more comic corner, and I'm probably going to call it a night because it's almost 11 o'clock now. Okay, next video. Bye.